Hey people, I'll just give it a sec because I'm not sure that it's live where it's supposed to be. Hey, morning! Hope you're all okay and had a good weekend. Jade's just pulled off to make a drink, so she can't even check that I'm where I'm supposed to be. So let me just do that first. Yes, I am. Hi, hope you've had a lovely weekend. We had an ice skating party on Saturday, which was so much fun. Parents could go on the ice, which was totally necessary with Finn. Finn was like Bambi, but worse. I can't think of anything funny that would be worse than that, but it was hilarious. So we had a nice skating party, and then we had a really chilled out day yesterday. Loads of sport on, which suits us beautifully. F1, and I still haven't finished watching the Seahawks game from last night because I fell asleep, so I've got the rest of that to look forward to later. To look forward to if they win, obviously. So today's live is about failing. And it's something that we're all going to do over and over again. And I kind of want you to know why failure is the secret advantage that you've got. We taught to see failure as like a setback, or we choose to see it as proof that we're not good enough, that we didn't do something well enough, that it's all our fault. And the thing is, failure is not the end. It's really easy to think that. It's really easy to create a product, and I say try to sell it because I mean that really loosely. Try to sell it, put it out there on Facebook once. Don't sell many of them. Think it's the end. Think the product failed. Think you failed. But failure is actually one of the biggest tools that you could have for your growth, for your confidence, for your long-term success. And failure is your teacher. Failure teaches you what not to do, or what you need to do better, or what you could do more of. Morning, Karen. Hope you're okay, my love, and hope you had a lovely weekend. My comments still aren't working in the way they're supposed to. So every mistake that you make carries with it a lesson that you can't learn through a course or a book or a YouTube video. You can learn lessons directly from failing. It shows you what works, it shows you what doesn't, and it shows you what needs to change. And that needs to change bit is really, really key for you to focus on, because so many times you haven't failed because of who you are or even what you're selling. It is the how, it is the what needs to change. And failure is kind of a bit like a business coach. Sometimes it's tough, but it's valuable. And listening to your business coach is sometimes tough, as I know, and as people who've worked with me most definitely know. That's hilarious, Karen. Karen's taking a car for the MOT later and hopes it doesn't fail. I hope that too. There's not much learning in that, except that you're keeping your family safe by having a safe car, maybe. So like in failure, that's where ideas come from. There's so many conversations that me and Jade have where something hasn't gone the way we wanted to, and sometimes someone else can see really clearly and quickly like why. Sometimes you're in it too deep to be able to understand what the lesson is that you're supposed to be learning here. And because we're women and we're juggling a lot, like all of the time, it comes with like a lot of pressure. And the pressure that is created here makes us scared to try new things. And so what we end up in a cycle of doing what we've always done and getting what we've always got, because it's a safe place and we know it and we understand it there. But that means there's no space for creativity or innovation, or to follow your passion and to do the things that excite you along the way. So many amazing ideas start out as failed attempts. I did something, it didn't work, it failed. But what happens next is completely within your control. You can either tweak it, change it, try to go again. You can look at the how you're selling it, what it is that you're doing that will make it land differently to your audience next time. But when you give yourself permission to try something, you have to accept that along with that is the permission to fail. You have full permission to fail, because that's what creates growth. And like, I can talk around this all day, but you can't grow if you're doing what you've always done. And the other beautiful thing that failure gives us, and this is so important, and I wish we were teaching kids this better in school, is failing gives us resilience. And you will see the parents, you might be the parent, I've sometimes been the parent, where You step in to stop your kid failing something. Like an example I always give is like if your kid misses the school bus every time and you take them to school every time, they're not learning a lesson, and the first time they get to a job interview and they're late because they missed the bus, etc., they don't get the job. But we cushion all of this for our kids. So what I'm talking about is failing builds resilience. Failing makes us understand how the world fits, what works in there, but it gives us the resilience to bounce back. Because in our life, some days feel like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And the biggest mark of a business owner that is going to be successful, that I see over and over again when I am coaching, is the people who have the grit, the people who are willing to keep going, whether they kind of want to or not. And certainly when they failed, they understand, they look at the failure, they choose to take the lessons away from it and build it into resilience. It's just that bounce back ability. And the more you fail, the more confident you get at failing, which sounds ridiculous, but it is absolutely true. You can become better at failing, because what that means is you stay in kind of any self-pity for a shorter amount of time. You choose to move your butt forward faster. You choose to understand what went wrong and how you could do it better next time. And every time you rise again, you become like stronger and smarter. Thanks. Jay's bringing me a very wobbly cup of tea that I think she's going to spill over everything. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, Doc. That proper down my shirt. Me and Jay use it as like a joke term for each other, but people believe that's how we actually talk. So yeah, that resilience is what helps you stand out. It helps you build your business. It helps you grow. And the last little bit on failure is this idea of overnight success. God, it's so tempting to compare yourself to other people, especially on social. But behind every overnight success that you've seen, there is somebody who has failed and learned and carried on and just kept going, like had that drive and determination, belief, that self-belief that they can create anything that they actually want to create. So failures aren't a sign that you're behind, they're proof that you're on your way. So can we stop treating failure like a scar, like it has to battle wound you? Let's change the story. Let's own it as a bit of a badge of courage that you were brave enough to try something, it didn't work, but you took from it what you needed to change things again in future. You tried, you risked, you showed up, and that's what real entrepreneurship and real business building is. All right, any questions? Drop them in the comments. If you're watching on replay, let me know. We've got a lovely day in the office today. My calendar's not even caught up with myself. Got a lovely day in the office today. Next Monday is our monthly meetup. It's Maxine will be running our Whitwell one for us for the first time. I'm barred from attending, which is hilarious, but also like so understandable. If I was taking over something that someone else had run for a while, having them there watching me is really, really awkward. But I'm back to run the December one, which is our Christmas jumper party-ish one. So if you want to come along to any of our face-to-face stuff, just let me know and we'll get you a ticket. Otherwise, I am back here at the same time then next Monday. All right, ladies. So, yeah, any questions, just give me a yell. Have a lovely week. Bye.